Hello world, hello YouTube, hello everybody. This is Prepper Princess. This is a bittersweet day for me. I'm not quite sure how to get this video started, but for a lot of you, when you first start prepping, you get a little bit overwhelmed and intimidated, and you start buying things thinking that you're going to need them. And Canadian Prepper, I don't know if you've ever seen his parody videos. They are hilarious, but believe it or not, they really got me thinking. He plays a character in one of them where he's a greenhorn talking about a flashlight and how he overpaid for this flashlight. And it got me thinking about a few things. And so I went through my stockpile, my pantry, and I started looking at some stuff. And everybody's always talking about Mylar bags and how I could save so much money on Mylar bags. And I was going through some stuff and I found these coffee packets from Patriot Pantry. And I noticed they're not vacuum sealed or anything like that, so all they really use in them is oxygen absorbers in a Mylar bag, right? This is a Mylar bag, this silver thing, and there's not really that much in it. And, you know, some of us can't live without our coffee after the collapse, or we're willing to barter it. And so I started looking into this Mylar bag thing, and I went to Walmart.com and I got hundreds of them for like 50 bucks, right? And like I said, I was a little bit intimidated at first because I was the greenhorn, just like he shows on his video, and I didn't know what to do. So the first thing you go out and do is you buy, you know, buckets and pails of white rice. You know, Augustin Farms, you want them, all the preppers out there always say rice and beans, rice and beans. And so I got this 50 cajillion pound bucket of rice for $50, and I got these were like $10 each, and I thought that was expensive, but I'm like, I can't live without my coffee, so I bought it. I'm very practical, so what I did is I finally looked into Mylar bags, and this is going to be my first attempt at making my own prepackaged food, just like these companies that charge $10 a bag, and each bag costs about 15 cents, and it includes the oxygen absorbers. So all this is a bag with an oxygen absorber. That's what this is. And that's what this is going to be, a bag with an oxygen absorber. And I'm going to go ahead and try this coffee. So I got this coffee for $4.99 per pail. It was a really, really good price at the grocery outlet. It doesn't expire for 3 years. But I'm going to make it so it expires in 25 years. So apparently, from what I'm told, I've researched and stuff like that, you just fill the Mylar bag with whatever it is that you want in there. Hope I don't make a mess. Can't see anything. And I made a mess. Okay, so I've got the coffee in there. I'm going to grab a couple oxygen absorbers. Or I guess just one. Maybe I'll put in two just in case. So I put those in there. And then the deal is that you iron it closed with a curling, or like you can use a hair iron or a hair straightener or this here iron. It's making me nervous. And of course I have that fear that I'm doing it wrong, and I'll never know until I actually open this thing. Okay, that's literally all it took. I would like to scream out a big fat F word for all of the money that I've been spending on these prepackaged items when I could have been making my own for pennies. I just made this for maybe 35 cents, and I paid $10 for the same thing. I am going to have the longest night ever with this stuff. I'm going to be doing rice. I got basmati rice, 20 pounds for 10 bucks. It's my favorite kind of rice. But so for all of you newbies or quote-unquote greenhorns out there that are afraid of Mylar bags, I'm not the most skilled person on earth, and I just made my own freeze-dried food. And I'm very disappointed that it took me this long out of fear and intimidation of not doing it right that I didn't do this before. So, for those of you who have a budget and you've got 50 bucks, go to walmart.com. Just buy enough bags. I got a bunch of different sizes. I got the big ones for my rice and beans. I got the little ones for my coffee. I'm going to put some rice in these little ones too. I'm even thinking I might take some tobacco and put it in here because I've got that tobacco that's going to be used for barter. It'll last forever instead of expiring in a few years. So for those of you who are intimidated by Mylar bags, don't be. That was the first time I've ever done it. It was super easy, super cheap. And from what I hear on the videos, if you want to protect it from rodents, just put it in a bucket. That seems like the easiest thing, and I'm screaming a big fat F word on the inside because I probably wasted $800 on my closet that you guys have seen. Alright. Do what you can with what you've got. Prepper Princess out.